Welcome to Live Action Star Wars Presents Data Link. I'm Ralph.
I'm James.
And today we are doing our 10th annual Star Wars Holiday Gift Guide.
Yep. I thought it was at least our 11th.
Ridiculous right now.
So, all right. I surprised Ralph just as I jumped on. I'm wearing a Star Wars Christmas jumper that Liz got me last year. It's the only Christmas jumper I think I've ever owned in my entire life. And I meant to wear it last year on our Christmas end of year wrap up podcast. Completely forgot until about halfway through the episode. So I made a point of this time. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to wear it. Ralph saw it and then he decided to have a costume change.
Right. And I don't know if it's a good one. It was a last minute. We had
it was really last
before
minute.
we were supposed to start.
Yeah.
Stevie got me this shirt. So Sarah's here. She'll enjoy it. Sons of bitches, Bumpus.
Nice.
From Christmas Story. And then I went with the B-52's hat because it was red, but I think I'm regretting it. Also, you think that like these 9 o'clock start times, I would be more prepared, but I'm less prepared than ever.
It's like that posting in.
Yeah. I spent like the last 10 minutes farting around on my Discord channel, changing the channels to have emojis on them. Instead, I could have been shaving my cheeks, which I usually do before podcasts. So I feel really bad. And longtime viewers know that I usually wear like the black hoodie to hide the craziness of what's going on my beard. I planned on taking a shower before doing this episode and just didn't. So I feel really
right here if you want to borrow it.
I think I'm fine. But like the shirt is a new shirt and it still needs to be washed. It's like got that new shirt wrinkle to it, and it's not ideal. But I'm happy to be here because it feels like it's been a while. But I think we just talked on Friday.
Yeah, we talked on Friday. It's been a while since we've done this. I mean, we did a regular episode last week. But we haven't done a data link in a while.
We took the week off before because of the movie.
That's right.
But we did Helix was our last one.
Was that the last data link? Wow, that feels like forever ago.
That's the last day. It's like a month ago.
Yeah, it feels like still. In that time I've been doing my new job and everything is just weird and time doesn't make sense anymore. Not that it ever really made sense to me anyway, because I've always worked stupid hours.
well, Lucha Johnny's here, and he could probably attest to this. I was over at the Discord farting around talking about Invincible, like right before we went on. I could have done anything.
Yeah. But don't worry, guys, because Super Hans is back.
Nuts. Yeah.
So Super Hans is here. Lucha Johnny's here. Jeremy Kelly's here. Just really quickly. So hi, Johnny. Jeremy. Sarah's here. Stevie is also here. Hi everybody, how you doing? We said it last week. This is gonna be a weird one, probably similar to last week's regular episode. We're just gonna talk about some stuff, just things physical things.
I think it was Monday. I'm like, hey, let's do a gift guide, and you're like, cool, sounds good. We'll each bring 3 things to the table, things that you can either want or want to give, or if you have a Star Wars fan in your life, sort of things that are off the beaten path, maybe. Like,
hopefully,
like a lightsaber. And it's like,
that's it.
They get people lightsabers, but this is weird. Here's how it's gonna go. We're gonna go back and forth. We're each gonna do one, and you brought 3 to the table.
I've got 3 on my table. One of them's kind of a smuggle, and then I've got one that I don't have physically here that I can sort of just
I could have brought stuff physically, but I didn't. But it is stuff I have.
That right there tells you that Ralph and I are the sort of people that if there's something that we want Star Wars-y, we generally will just go and get it. So this time of year always ends up being that time of year that people go, James likes Star Wars. Let's just buy him some Star Wars stuff. And it like
Ben
a lot of the time,
Quadranero's action figure.
yeah, it's exactly that sort of thing. Which now in 2023, that'd be awesome. I'd love that. But
Yeah.
I'm just like, there's so much of this stuff. I'm cool. I really appreciate the thought, but I'm good.
So speaking of the Ben Quadranero's action figure, head over to Holdo Maneuver
Yeah.
podcast with Mark and Mike. This week they had on the producers or the
Kyle Newman, the director, I
creators
believe.
of the movie we're talking about next week, which is Disturbance in the Force. It's a documentary about making the holiday special.
Mhm.
And first of all,
I
they
didn't
mentioned Ben
realize
Quadranero's.
until Mark messaged me and said that we've got Kyle Newman on the podcast this week, that Kyle Newman was involved in this documentary that we're covering next week. I haven't watched it yet.
Right.
I bought
And
it
Adam
live
Goldberg.
when we were doing. Yeah, and Adam Goldberg. That's amazing. It's the guys who made Fanboys essentially have made this documentary. And I was super excited. I was even more excited about the documentary now because I like what those guys do. They're really cool and they're nice people as well.
It's funny because I'm listening to them talk about making the documentary, and everything that they're saying is what I've been going through the last couple of years. And it makes me be like, oh, we're doing it. It's happening.
You're doing it right. It's almost validation, I guess.
like every time he mentions every time they talk to someone, they say, oh, have you talked to so-and-so? Like that's been happening with me on the doc. So it's fun. It's really fun. Check out that episode.
Yes.
I don't know if Mark was in here today.
I haven't seen him yet.
He wasn't.
No.
But
it's one of those things that I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh wow, well, I wonder if we could get Kyle Newman and Adam Goldberg to be on the podcast. But I'm like, just send our viewers to go watch Holdo Maneuver. Like, just go check them out. Right. They've got them on there. We're just going to chat about the documentary without feeling
I
like
would probably just talk about the Goldbergs.
Fair.
So
yeah,
I love that show. It's such a good show.
Mm.
So this is how we're gonna do it. My internet's really slow. Since I come back, I haven't been able to connect to my Ethernet.
Oh no,
which is usually how
I'm not noticing anything. You seem fine on my.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna do the first one, and there's a reason why I'm doing it because this is also something that I thought of maybe 10 minutes before we recorded or started going live. And I'm going to bring it up here because I do have some visual aids and I'll pop them in when I do mine. So this is my first one. Now I'm a big fan of stocking stuffers.
Yeah.
There's nothing more fun than digging into a stocking and just pulling stuff out. And so my first pick is a stocking stuffer. And it's really dumb. It's a really dumb thing, and I love it so much. And that is Mad Libs. I love Mad Libs. So, man, sorry, I'm gonna take a big old swig of my drink.
You take a swig. I don't know if we get many Mad Libs over here. I've definitely played Mad Libs and stuff like that, but it's not the sort of thing that So I can see exactly the sort of shop that this would be. Over here, there's a shop called The Works, and it just sells books, and it seems to be the sort of shop that would only ever exist for Christmas and the holidays because it's always deep discounted books and activity books and stocking stuff. Stuff. It's just that.
Okay.
I never see these in there, and I'd be over this if I saw it.
This is on Amazon, and it has this one includes stories from all 6 Star Wars movies, all 6 of them.
That's it. There's only 6,
and this has that 2004 DVD.
Yeah,
cover.
It was. That was the DVD.
Okay. Cover. So since we're doing this, since this is the first one, and the reason why I picked this as our first one, let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of this. Between each of our things that we're going to discuss, I'm going to ask for a couple of words because I have the sample Mad Libs, which is called The Power of the Force. So, James, I'm going to ask of you an adjective.
Exciting.
Okay. I'm doing this in Photoshop. So let me just readjust my lettering. And let's go and look at, let's do a part of the body.
Ooh, elbow.
Okay, cool. I'll ask you a couple more as the show progresses, and at the end, I will read Mad Libs presents Star Wars presents The Power of the Force, copyrighted material.
Amazing. I can't wait.
Cool.
So yeah, I want that. I want to play. That's the perfect, like, sitting around after dinner with the family, with friends, whatever you're doing, like on Christmas Day. Someone just whips that out, and then you could just go round, and everyone just adds something to it. Brilliant
Right,
fun.
and it
yeah, I'm just gonna print a bunch of those out.
They're usually like $5, maybe cheaper. I don't know. It's a Star Wars licensed one, and this one just has a picture of like a behind the scenes picture of Obi-Wan and Luke. It's kind of funny.
I think I could almost guarantee the picture that is
just like in not big. Is it Beggar's Canyon?
Yeah. Scott D says, "Good morning, Ralph. Good evening to me." I don't know. It's not gone 6 yet. It's only it's 5:15. That's still late afternoon, I guess. It's dark outside. That counts, maybe. But hey, Scott, how you doing? I am gonna do some Mad Libs because it's Liz's birthday on New Year's Eve on the 31st, and we're having a party on the 30th because originally I was working on New Year's Eve or something. I can't remember, but we're doing a party on the 30th, and she loves games and things like that. So we're gonna have like some dumb party games before we all get too drunk and dance until the night is young. I don't know. But I might bring some Mad Libs because I think that'd be fun, especially with the group of people that I know are coming because they get weird. My first one is something that I bought for myself back at Star Wars Celebration in April. It was a blind buy for me. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, buying it. Great. And I've been meaning to do a video about it ever since. I just haven't got around to it. It is Star Wars, the deck building game from Fantasy Flight Games. It's a small box card game, 2 players. You can probably get it for under $30. So it's the sort of thing that, you can give that as a gift. If anyone likes any sort of games, it's not too heavy. You can pick it up and learn to play it in, I'd say, 20 minutes. You get through a game in maybe half an hour tops. It's really, really fun. The art on the cards is really nice.
Can I just say something about the cover of that thing?
Yeah.
100% reminds me of X-Wing, the combat simulator.
Absolutely.
It looks like that era. It's the same color scheme for sure.
Oh yeah.
But I love that. Like, that's what's selling me is the
box art.
Is that box art looks like Dark Times 1993-ish era Star Wars.
The Fantasy Flight were all about this game at Star Wars Celebration. I think it came out like a week after Celebration, so we all got it a week early or something. And they were giving away posters with like the full art of this. And I've got one behind the A-Wing here. You can't see it. It's going to be a pain in the ass to get to, but yeah, it's great. It's nice. And then they did for one of their miniatures games, Star Wars Legion, they did like a special, only at the convention, Luke and Vader, like a diorama, but with the minis that you paint up and everything in this pose in the throne room and stuff. Super, super cool. And then, the art on the cards it's really nice. You've got all sorts of stuff going on with a Quarren mercenary there. It's a card game, but it's not like your Magic the Gathering type, real heavy deck building, that sort of thing. The cards that you need to play with are all in there. You're not buying any more like booster packs or things like that. It's all in box. We love it. Liz kicks my butt probably 70% of the time when we play. But it's a really, really fun game, and I would recommend it as a gift for anyone who likes Star Wars and or tabletop games in general.
I think I'm not a big tabletop games fan other than Fireball Island and Monopoly I like, and Life is good. And every time I go and play with friends tabletop games, I like my eyes just glaze over when the instructions are read. I feel like card games for me would be a better way to go. I can sit there and look at it. I play like some sort of deck builder style of games on my phone.
Mhm.
And I think if I were to get into tabletop, card games would be the way to go. And if card games
Agreed. A two-player
is the
one
way
as
to
well.
go, Star
I think
Wars.
learning a two-player game
Yeah,
is so much easier because
yeah.
it's you and whoever you're playing with, and you're probably learning it together. And
Mhm.
so it doesn't matter if you're messing things up. You're not ruining anyone else's fun because you're just playing off of each other. You're playing against each other. So that first game, you are learning the rules pretty much.
Yeah.
It's good.
Scrabble. Yeah, I played
Scrabble's
word games.
great. Love Scrabble.
Before we get to my next one, I am going to need an adverb.
Oh, an adverb. Oh, Jesus. I fucking
Like a
hate school.
descriptive.
Isn't that an adjective?
Adverb is like it's like a see, I always use
Not yeah.
swimmingly. It's a descriptive word of action, right?
Okay, right. Okay, there we go. Yeah,
Look at
perfect.
look at
It's an
Stevie.
action. Okay, great.
Stevie. Stevie knows. Yeah, describes a verb. But
joyfully.
okay. I already lost where I was going to put that adverb. Oh, why?
There you go. Cheers, Stevie. Describes a verb.
Okay.
Perfect.
Now I'm just going to let you know we are in a different galaxy. Right?
Okay.
The story takes place in a different
yeah.
galaxy. So I'm going to have a part of the body plural.
Oh, Leku.
Okay. I'm going to spell it like that. Okay.
Cool. Lekku.
All right.
Leku, which is, I believe, the plural of Leku.
So here's the thing, and I should have done it, and Stevie had a great suggestion, and I didn't do it. And I had like a day yesterday. I could have done it. But I have a Christmas tree that's about yay big.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Hallmark. I didn't take a picture of it. I have a picture of the exact version I have. So I'm like, oh, I don't need to bust it out. But she said you should put it there during Christmas time because it would fit literally right in this spot here. And it has a Death Star topper, and they make little tiny versions of Star Wars guys ornaments that are this big. So I'm going to bring up a picture.
That's great
for the small tree. So I'm going to bring up the picture, and you can take a look at it. This is not my picture, but my tree almost looks exactly like this, except it also has Justice League on it. Has some Justice League guys. So it literally stands yay big.
Awesome.
And I got tiny lights and put them in. But as you can see, there's a little TIE Interceptor. There's a Luke in Bespin fatigues. I don't have this C-3PO head.
That
but they have
TIE fighter there as well.
Yeah, Vader's probably right here's Vader right here. He's kind of hard to see over the block tree, but I have this block tree.
His TIE fighter's on the left of the tree, right there.
Yeah,
or is that bomber?
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay,
it's his.
Okay,
but they have I should have brought them out, but I had to change emojis on my Discord categories for some reason. But I have the topper, the Death Star 1 topper.
Great.
You have Bespin Luke, you have Vader, Han, Chewie, I believe Princess Leia. There's an X-wing, the Vader's TIE Interceptor, and I believe that might be it. I think there's more.
Okay.
But they're all basic classic trilogy guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still doing it, but I highly recommend it because
That's great.
Like, if you live in a small place, it's perfect. I usually set it up by like my record player or something.
Yeah.
And it's only like yay big about.
Yeah. When I lived on my own, I didn't ever bother getting a big tree or anything. I always just got something little just to sit on the table downstairs. That would have been perfect for that. Instead, I think there's been a few times when I've used like a Lego man on top of my tree when I was using when I just had a little tree.
Yeah. I had to get the Death Star.
Oh yeah. I
because
I kind of want one for
the Death Star is probably
actual tree that we got downstairs.
If you're looking at this, the Death Star is probably about the size of like a racquetball.
Okay.
I don't know if you need to play racquetball. Like it's like a
I think we call it squash.
Maybe it's that tracks.
Yeah,
I think that's what Fraser calls it.
Okay,
it's probably a little bit smaller than a tennis ball. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't take up a lot of space. You could put it by your desk. They sell like I don't know if we got these because we have these little string lights too. They're just little twinkly like LED lights that we put around, set it on a timer, pops on at 4 at night or 4 in the afternoon, 5 in the afternoon, turns off at like 10 at night, and just kind of like I don't know. It's really cool.
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, I highly recommend getting a tiny tree with
The base looks
tiny.
like an upside down mini sombrero.
It is yeah, it's got kind of a like a retro like deco design, but yes, it does look like a sombrero.
Oh
It looks
yeah,
like a
yeah,
little,
yeah. I can see what you the deco.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that's it. It's from Hallmark. So this is
cool.
the most mainstream thing I have on here.
I see. I've
But I
gone
highly recommend
really
it.
basic with mine.
Okay. Well, before you do that,
Uh-huh.
I need a plural noun.
Oh, a plural noun. Let's go with quarren.
Okay. And let's do another plural noun since it was so
Ooh.
easy to come up with one. I'll make you come up with another one.
Ooh. Okay. Let's go with clone troopers. Did that count? Yeah.
All right. We're getting there.
Stevie asked if
I'm
we got a
very
real tree
excited
or
about this.
artificial. We've got a real tree this year. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
I
it's
think,
one of
in
those
fact,
things. It's
actually,
you
the
know, do
3
you want to
years
hurt
that
the
Liz and I have
environment
been
now or
together,
later?
yeah, the 3 years that Liz and I have been together, we've had a real tree. She likes a real tree. I'm fine with it. We got a reasonable
We have a
sized one
fake
this
tree.
year. Last year we had to cut the top off of ours because I got one that was too big because she was sick and she was like, "Can you go buy a tree?" And I was like, "Yeah, cool." And I was like, "How big do you want?" And she was like, "Just get a big one. I want a big tree." And I came back and it didn't fit, so we had to cut the top off.
You should cut the bottom off so it's still pointy at the top.
I mean, it was still pointy at the top. It was only a little bit. It was just like bent over.
Yeah, we have the artificial tree, and
I
we
used
do
to.
the pine scented candle. Works great.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, it's the whole thing. Do you want to destroy the environment now or later?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
We
that
where we
our
live,
tree is very biodegradable.
where we take Ellie for a walk. There's loads of trees that I don't think they're like official like Christmas trees or anything like that, but they absolutely would work as Christmas trees. And every year I'm like, I could just go into the forest like one evening and cut a tree down. No one would notice. But then I'm like,
Right.
I could just buy one from the farm where they're making these like for years on end. It's like, yeah.
Help small businesses. Help small businesses.
Yeah. I don't think ours was from a small business this year.
Oh.
It was cheap though, and things are expensive at the moment. So get what you can get and get it as cheap as you can. Speaking of things that you can get cheap now, that you couldn't when I got it, is an amazing book called Star Wars Timelines. I think I talked about this briefly on an episode when I first got it. It's essentially just a book of infographics going through the Star Wars timelines. And it's awesome. I flick through this thing all the time and I love it. Recently, though, I've seen that Costco have their own version of it. It's got a slightly different cover. It's got like the Star Wars and timelines is more embossed on it, which is really nice.
Oh,
and it's got like 8 more pages. It's got extra stuff in it. It's got 8 more pages, and it's got a big like canonical galaxy map poster that you can unfold. And I'm assuming that it's cheaper because it's in Costco. So I love that I got this when I got this, but if I was to buy it now, I'd go to Costco and I'd just get their copy, their version of it, because there's more content for probably either the same or less money. Really fun, nice book, sort of book that I loved the reference books as a kid, all the incredible cross sections and things like that. They were always amazing. It's sort of more of a modern one of those that I don't know. I'm 36 years old and I still love it. People love this sort of book. I hear it talked about a lot online. It's great.
Stevie says she loves real trees, which is what that book's made of.
Yeah.
It's something that I would really actually like. Like as far as
Mhm.
like stuff I'd put on my list, 100%. I've seen that book, and I want that book, and it
It's
looks
nice.
great.
It's really nice. My
Yeah.
little smuggle comes in here though, because if you've got someone who likes Star Wars books and is a big reader of Star Wars books, and they've been reading the High Republic, as much as I love Star Wars timelines, and I think that's good for every Star Wars fan, if they are a fan of the High Republic, the Art of the High Republic, which does have a volume
See,
1 on the spine, that is
that's for me.
beautiful. Yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
for
This
me
will get
because I
you.
don't
This
want to
will get
read the
you
High
excited.
Republic.
No.
I don't want to read the High Republic, but I want to know about it.
Yep. And again, it's all concept art. There's because the High Republic has been such a cross-platform thing. You've got like comic book art, you've got all the concept art. They've done such a good job of all of the characters in every book, whether that's only prose or it's comics or it's an audiobook only like radio drama thing. All of the characters have been fully designed by an art team. Phil Noto like did a lot of the initial
I love his work.
concept art. His work's amazing. He did some of the original concepts, so you've got a lot of influence from him and his style in there. I think he designed like the new robes that all the Jedi have, and it's so nice. So yeah, I mean, even if you're not a High Republic fan, it's worth checking out.
Yeah. This isn't my next thing, but if you happen to get books, I did run across this. If you have a lot of books and are a book collector, I think this is a lot of fun. This is Yoda bookend,
Oh, nice.
which
Yes,
holds your books.
yeah,
I mean, it
at
might
an
jack
angle.
up your books holding it at an angle, but I do like
Maybe, but
this
I always
as
find
a
like,
concept.
especially with hardcovers like that, like after I've been reading it, the spine's always like a little bit bent anyway, and the books sort of sit a bit funky on your shelf. So something like that's just fun. I'd love that.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
What have I got? I've got my books are up there at the moment. I'm sort of having to take one out and replace it every time I get a new one because I'm not moving Wedge's helmet. Like books can be moved. Wedge's helmet sort of keeps them all upright. I think it will come a point where that's only the Star Wars High Republic hardcovers.
Right. Okay, I have one more, right? And you've
got one more, yeah.
But before I do mine, can I get a noun?
A noun. Oh, you can. Starship or ship.
I'll do starship.
Starship.
And then
Starship
let me
crash.
get an adjective.
Ooh.
This could be a good one too if it's a.
I'm trying to think of something fun. I don't know where it's going to come, but I think let's go with slices.
That's not an adjective, is it? No.
No.
That's an
adverb.
Verb.
No, verb. Yeah. Adjective. Okay.
Adjective.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Something fun. Something Star Warsy. See if anything jumps out at me. Ooh, regally.
Okay. All right. You know, I might do one more because there's like one extra one. So let's do a part of the body. A lot of part of the body's in
I've
this.
just opened to a page that I don't think I've seen before. How cool is that? Like, because there's High Republic like kids books, so there's all sorts of styles in here. That's amazing. What was it you wanted?
Part of the body.
Part of the body. Let's go with tusks. Tusk.
Tusks works.
Cool.
All right. I'm on my last one.
You are.
So my last one is a little bit of a I don't know if I want to say commercial. I don't want to say it's a favor because he doesn't know I'm doing it, but it's something really cool and it's something off the beaten path and it's something
nice. I think I know
feel like should be out there a little bit more. I don't know if you do.
Oh, okay.
It's much like having Adam on to talk about his Greeblies and his little
That's where
bits
I
and
thought you
bobs.
were going.
I have another friend. Well, I mean, there's a whole episode dedicated to that, so go check out that episode. It's called, oh man, I don't remember the title. Smugglers
This no,
Bounty Smugglers?
maybe.
Shit. Oh, it's
Damn it.
the junk trader, the galactic junk trader.
Mhm.
Oh shit, it's a data link. It was like maybe 4 or 5 data links ago with Adam. So I have a friend named Dustin Benzing, and Dustin Benzing does lino cut stuff on wood blocks. And
Oh, nice.
if you ever notice this back here, that's Tonto Ted. Tonto Ted, that's his leg sitting next to it. The cat knocked the rest of him down behind the dresser, and I just haven't gotten it. So it's essentially a wood block that's carved into a shape of an object, and I'm going to show you guys Dustin's page. It's at the Block Watch Captain on Instagram, and here it is. Make sure I don't have any embarrassing tabs open. So here's Dustin's page, the Block Watch Captain. I don't know what he's currently has, but if you ever watch, I brought this back out of retirement. He has a shop called Earth to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Which I will. Where is that? Earth to Kentucky. Here it is. Earth to Kentucky. So go to Earth to Kentucky and follow Dustin's stuff. His shop has insane Star Wars vintage stuff and things like that. Oops. Oh no. Go back. Go back. What is that? Who are we following? We're following sexy ladies. Shit. Here, I'll stop the screen and I'll go back. Yeah, that was a Star Wars account.
Yeah, I've noticed there's, I don't know why, there's loads of like cosplayers and things on there.
Yeah.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, I like cosplayers. There we go. All right, I'm back up. Share screen. Again, StreamYard, if you can streamline this. So here's his is this gonna play? Yeah, so he sort of carves it out of a wood block, paints it.
It's amazing.
And then does an ink rub over it with a black wash, and comes up with these really cool Star Wars designs. I don't know how many he has available. I don't know if he still will do custom orders, but they're amazing. If you can find them, reach out to him. Block Watch Captain is
That's
his
so
username.
cool. I've not seen anything quite like that before. Like I've seen people doing like the vinyl carving and screen printing and things like that, but this is it's a similar sort of skill set, but that's so cool and so effective as well.
Yeah, watching him do it over with
it's one of those things that you should sort of I could believe this popping up on like Oddly Satisfying or something like that, where it's just nice to watch.
So yeah, it's a flat piece of board carved into the shape of the character, and he just like edges it out.
Highlights.
And it's like topographical, and so when he runs the thing over the top, it's just getting the highlights. And so he's figured out how to make it so that what shows up black should be showing up black, and then the rest is.
And then also like there, he's doing different shades on the different things. So like on the suit, it's a real thick black, and then it gets a little bit lighter, and then a little bit lighter. So it's like it's very good.
I mean, and he does all kinds of weird pop culture stuff. I want to say that this Greedo is in the hands of Pete the Retailer from Star Wars Minute.
Yeah. It's the sort of thing that I could imagine, and I'm kind of surprised hasn't popped up in like Gallery 1988 yet. It's the sort of like multi-textual art or like multi-form art that they love to showcase.
And they're all one of a kind.
Yeah, like, that's amazing.
I mean, he could make multiple Greedos. Like, here's a Greedo. He could probably make a different Greedo. He had a show with DK
like,
Toys.
Yeah, all based on the original like Kenner line. That's so.
And I think he said DKE Toys still has some stuff that you can get there as well. Okay. But if anything,
$75 for one of those isn't bad either.
And those are con prices. He flat
Yeah,
out
exactly.
gave me the Tonto Ted one, but I mean, they're really cool, and he just
Mm.
gets better and better. Like this Toxic Avenger one is super amazing, just the colors. Um, but I mean, how do
There
I
you
not
go.
own this one? How do I not own this one? Look how
Is
great
he
that
your
is,
best
and
friend?
they stand about they stand about this tall.
Yeah.
You know, they're not super
You I
huge.
mean, you can see
They're
it
gonna
when he's doing the rolling on it. It's yeah.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of Star Wars, a lot of Cantina guys. I
Mhm.
mean, where else are you gonna get Feltapern? You know,
It's awesome.
so follow Destin Benzing. Probably the best thing to do is go to Earth to Kentucky. Like,
Mhm.
this is a really good portrait of
It's excellent.
yeah. Um, and yeah, I mean, there's just a ton of Star Wars. Like
Yeah.
this Vader's cool and stylized.
But it's not only
Um,
Star Wars that he's doing, and if he is still doing custom ones, then, you don't have to get Star
right,
Wars if you don't want.
right. Here's a different Greedo.
Yeah.
There's a Daggett from Battlestar Galactica, I believe. He
Yeah.
did Fozzie and Kermit's
Fozzie,
dad
yeah, there's the, Shai Halum
from
from Dune.
yeah, I mean, the stuff he picks is all awesome. Oh,
Manhattan,
look at
Doom, yeah. Hey, there's a
there's me,
Ralph.
Dustin, Polly, and Nathan Hamill.
Amazing.
Um, yeah, and if you look in the back, there's a cool Luke Skywalker pilot
With the black
action
hair.
figure, and then and then the black hole robots and stuff. He did a bunch of these Kenner versions of Boba
Uh-huh.
Fett with the Kenner colors. Um, I mean, so I feel like this is for me, like you're not gonna get more off the beaten path.
No.
And I mean,
But it's also
look at
it feels like such a nice, unique, like, there's a lot of thought gone into a gift like
yeah,
that.
I would literally want everything on this page. Everything on this page like aligns with stuff I like. Godzilla,
Yeah.
Large Marge, Nine Yub. This is the dude. What's his dude from? Um,
I don't recognize.
Spewy. Spewy.
Stewie.
Nathan Hamill mentions that.
Ah, cool.
Spewy. But I mean, but it's clearly like this Chewbacca is 100% Kenner Chewbacca.
Mm. Oh,
Kit
yeah,
Fisto,
totally.
like
It's
he's
that
like
straight.
Elephant Man, like RoboCop. Like it's literally everybody. So
Uh-huh.
everybody follow Destin, follow Earth to Kentucky. And yeah, look, he made a bunch of the Boba Fett's. It was
These are great.
for a convention. Yeah, yeah. I mean, oh geez, I can. I'm gonna go through this whole page.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Maybe we should
Oh,
have
Walrus
Dustin
Man,
on.
Kenner Walrus Man. We need to have Dustin on 100.
That'd be
percent
great. Yeah.
Um, look, he's uh, uh, they were doing stamps with the
Mhm.
line of cuts. And look at there's a Jet Jaguar, War of the Gargantuas. Like, I mean, look at Dustin wearing our Mars Attack shirt with Dengar.
Yep.
Like, that's Dustin. Oh
That
my
Dengar
god.
looks really
Look
familiar
at
as well.
yeah,
Who is that? Is that someone?
Alf. Look at this
Alf,
really,
yeah.
if you like Alf,
He's
this is a
back
really
in
nice Alf
wood carving form.
block form.
In block
So
form.
before I go on too long, follow Dustin again. I'll scroll to the top so you can look through so many
Mhm.
things. Um, Block Watch Captain and Earth to Kentucky, which is at Earth number 2 Kentucky, which
Mhm.
is a shop. And that shop again, you can get stuff for Star Wars fans there. Uh, does a lot of they do get a lot of artists to do sort of bootlegs.
Mhm.
And so they have like this year they're doing nutcrackers. They're
Cool.
doing
Yep.
like a bunch of different artists are doing nutcrackers. And so like you can get an Ahsoka nutcracker. You can get this weird Yoda
Was there Krang
nutcracker.
up there as well? Like,
Yeah, there's a Krang,
yeah.
there's a Krampus, there's a Mars Attacks one. They're all varying degrees of, artists and sculptors. I don't this
Uh-huh.
is Jabba Nutcracker is
Oh, wow. Oh,
bonkers.
yeah.
So go to Earth to Kentucky. You're gonna find a lot of fun Star Wars stuff there.
Mhm.
And just weird things. Weird things. I love it. He's got this giant mural of a like a Shogun warrior robot Colonel Sanders on the side of the building.
It's no, that's
Yeah,
it's not what is it? I recognize the design. It's somehow anime. It's not
like
Voltron,
Transor
is it? It's
Z.
maybe
Yeah,
no, maybe.
Mazinger Z, I think they also called it.
Okay.
So also follow Earth to Kentucky,
Yeah.
and Dustin, and we 100% should get Dustin on.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Any listener, any person who's also part of the Patreon on the Star Wars Minute, and they do the
Mm,
roll call of heroes. You always hear them mention Dustin and Oscar. That's
them.
Dustin.
Mhm.
So I kind of want more. He made me a custom Tonto Ted, which it was literally for nobody except me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe next episode I can show that off. I don't want to get up and go do that. My pants
Yeah.
are going to fall down. I didn't have time to put on a belt.
Wait, I mean,
That's
you
how
had a
my
costume
mornings
change. We
go.
don't know that you did a full costume change.
Yeah, and I just didn't have the belt on. Because I'm not. I after this, I'm in the shower. I'm gonna go do some stuff. I have a meeting today.
Yeah.
But before we get to your final one, let's get an
Oh,
adjective.
an adjective. Uh,
A descriptive word.
yeah. Oh man, you've said swimmingly, and now all I can think of is
That's an adverb.
that's an
Do you
adverb.
want to
Okay.
use swimmingly? There's an adverb on the board. Do you
Okay.
want to do
Yeah, let's
swimmingly?
use swimmingly for that. And
It's the stupidest. I would say I would do things like butthole and balls and fart, but I would always put swimmingly in the ad.
yeah,
In
yeah,
an
yeah.
adverb. So an adjective.
An adjective. An adjective. Do.
What's something that describes what? How would you describe
Furry.
Star Wars? Furry.
Furry.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
looking at a
liking where
picture
this
of
is going.
Buriyaga from the High Republic, and he is quite furry.
Got it. Okay, so we have two more words, and you have one more thing.
Yeah. My last thing. So for all of the stuff that we like, I like physical books for most Star Warsy things these days. I enjoy it. Ralph and I, weirdly, neither of us buy physical movies or TV shows anymore. I'm all digital with that stuff. I like streaming things. I like buying things
Yeah.
on iTunes or that whatever it's called these days, whenever I can. Someone recommended
Yeah, they just dumped iTunes
yeah
on Apple
it's
TV, like as of yesterday or 2 days ago.
oh really?
Yeah.
Is it all just music now?
It's up at the TV on Apple TV. They
Mhm.
have the TV section. It's all in there.
Oh, they've just put it all in there. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I quite like having it all in one thing. It
It's
was a
streamlined.
bit confusing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I so someone recommended the Mandalorian box sets that are coming out, which I think is a good idea, but it's not what I'm choosing. I don't buy them. I know a lot of people are a big fan of physical media box sets, and I
Yeah.
think it's getting more and more important. I do see the benefit of it when you've got these streaming
Like
networks that have this original
Watchmen.
content. Yeah,
Watchmen got taken down this week.
just gone wild, like
You can't watch
wild, because that is one of the best things that's ever been on TV. Right. And so it's nice that they are preserved and that there will be always copies out there. Like they've done a run of them. Even if they're never done again, there'll be copies out there. People will have them. They are preserved. I think that is important. I think a show like Andor, when it's all said and done, if they did a nice 2-season box set or something, I'd be tempted by that. Like a high quality, like 4K.
I like the steel books.
I like the steelbooks. But I can't remember the last time I bought a physical film or show or anything like that. The one thing that I do buy though is vinyl records, like you, Ralph. Not if you will buy anything you like on vinyl. And I'm surprised they haven't done it yet, because for the 40th anniversary of Star Wars and of Empire, they did a nice re-release of the vinyl. I couldn't find one this year.
Yeah.
Let me just try and pull
Return
up
of the Jedi.
the Return of the Jedi one. Because how do I present and just add a photo? Share screen.
I usually open up the photo and then pick the window, go to Windows and pick whatever your preview or whatever you're using to look at your window or look at
I
your
haven't
picture.
set this up, so I can't do it. I'd need to open this up as a separate thing. So
Yeah, it's StreamYard again. There's gotta be an easier way.
yeah, really.
There's gotta be an easier way.
From your computer, add a file. Don't show this again. I'm just gonna add a photo. So bear with me.
Every time I've done that way, it shows the picture sideways.
Oh, weird. It won't even
Yeah,
let me
this is weird.
select it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I've saved it out as a
I would just click it open on your desktop.
Yep.
And then you should go to share and then go to or present, and then there'll be a tab up top that says Windows.
Oh, I have got, when I hit present, I've got slides, extra camera, video file, share screen.
Share screen and then go to Windows.
Share screen.
And you should be able to see.
Window. There it is. There it is.
It's too many steps, right?
Way too many steps.
StreamYard, let's work on this.
And Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. I just need to go to system preferences. I'm not going to leave the site. I'm not doing that. If you search for Return of the Jedi vinyl on any search engine, the thing that pops up, it might not be the very first thing that pops up, but this year they've done a new printing or a new pressing of it, but it's like the Japanese vinyl cover with the lightsaber held up. All the text is in Japanese, music composed and conducted by John Williams, performed by the London Symphony Orchestra. It's a really nice vinyl. You can get it on Amazon in the UK for just under 50 quid. I don't know.
Yeah, I just noticed it's 53. I just saw it's 53 in
it's about the same price.
In the States. Every time I see it anywhere, though, these Japanese vinyl sets are like $80.
Yeah.
And I don't care for that.
No, I'm not about it for that. Here you go. Ralph's managed to pull it up. Yeah, that's exactly the one that I'm looking at. The exact picture that I'm looking at, in fact. Because there doesn't seem to be many good pictures of this thing. But it looks like a really nice copy, and I would be very happy if someone bought that for me. I've got the Star Wars and I've got the Empire ones that they did of the re-releases. They're really nice. I chuck them on like quite often if I'm just sort of sat downstairs reading or something. I'll put one of those on. And it's the Star Wars. Superhand says not Japanese. It is kanji. Yeah, you're right. It is the script. But it's nice. It's a really nice set. But yeah, I haven't ever bought this. I don't know if I will because I've got the other two in that other set, and I'm sort of holding out hope that they will do the third one in that same style. But I wanted to push this one because it's the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, and everything's been Return of the Jedi this year. So,
and we're getting to the point where it's
I was gonna say, like they're running out of time. I guess I know that like the industry has had a lot of delays and backlogs, so it might just be there where they haven't done it and they'll just put it out, but not with a anniversary.
One of the things I would suggest
Ralph's lost audio, everybody. He will be back momentarily. Told you it'd be a weird show.
Be back?
He's back. There he is. One of the things you suggest.
So I was gonna say go to Disney Music Emporium. They're really good about releasing stuff. But they like for the 40th anniversary of Tron, they just released the soundtrack to Tron. Like no fanfare. So they're kind of cool about doing stuff like that.
Just dropping them. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. So I would keep an eye over there. I got the
only problem with that is the same that I have with everything is shipping costs. Like you start adding you're adding that on for me, and it's like there's a couple of records that have come out. There's a really cool online retailer. I think they've got a store in Florida somewhere called Smart Punk Records. They do re-releases and new releases of a lot of old albums from like the 90s and early 2000s that I would love to have in my collection. Some of it has never had a vinyl release. Some of it did back when it first dropped, and they're doing new pressings. But the shipping on these things is insane, and it's
Yeah,
it doubles the price of an already quite expensive record, and I
right.
just can't justify it with most of them.
Yeah.
So I end up sort of
Mhm.
like crate diving whenever I can, and just hoping that someone is importing them and selling them at a more reasonable price over here.
Right. I know that it seems like Disney Music Emporium and Waxwork Records
Hmm.
uh does a lot of stuff with at the movies.
Okay.
What is it? What is the that's the thing. I think it's just called Music on Vinyl is the
Hmm.
company, and they're based in the UK.
Cool. Yeah.
So keep an
Yeah.
eye on Music on Vinyl if you ever want like a Waxwork Records. They'll do like different colorways and stuff, and you won't have to pay that much for shipping because I've gotten stuff from them
Yeah.
sent
Yeah.
over to
Yeah.
this side, and that the shipping's quite expensive. But Disney Music Emporium and Waxwork does do their European releases through them,
Hmm. Hmm.
and so that should help with that. So keep an eye on that. They've been doing like the Studio Ghibli ones
Nice. Yeah,
and
Super
any
Hunt says
weird
here,
ones like
ordering from other countries hurts. Yeah, especially in a post-Brexit time for us, we've got
yeah.
fucked. It sucks for us trying to import stuff at the moment.
um Before there's a couple things that comments I want to get to, but before I do that, I'm going to need an adjective.
Mm-hmm. Let's go with. Let's open this to a page and see how I would describe that. It's the same page that I opened earlier.
Weird. You're like a mentalist.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. What is even happening there? That's all ships. That's not good. Floats.
No, the adjective is descriptive.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have one.
Hang on.
I think I have a good one if you want to use it.
Go on. What you
I'm
got?
thinking of adjectives used in Star Wars dialogue.
Man, I can't. Yeah, go for it. What you
No,
got?
I don't want to do it. I don't want to because I'm reading the whole thing. I was thinking scruffy looking,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm also going to
Uh,
need a noun. So if you think of a noun,
okay. Jedi. It's a proper noun, I guess.
yeah,
Count.
I would just do a regular noun.
Okay.
I mean, we could always send it to the
Yes.
chat.
See if they've got anything. Ooh. Crumbly as your adjective.
Okay.
Oh man, I want to show this page, but I don't want to spoil anyone who might read the High Republic one day.
Is it the watchtower thingy?
I would describe someone as crumbly.
Oh, is there a rock man? Okay, so I need a noun.
A
Person,
noun. You need a
place,
noun.
object. Person, place, thing.
Let's go with throne room.
Okay, it's gonna be. And that's all of them. Okay, so before we get to the Mad Libs, let's. We gotta. It's been a while since we got spam from Twitch. Good to know that we're still
Oh, is it
streaming on
spam?
Twitch.
Oh yeah.
I never.
Hey, all right.
Brick something says, "Thank for introducing me to Dustin. He gets me. Devo, Planet Apes, Shogun, Gojira, Star Wars. Dustin's great. I'm glad you found him. I'm glad we were able to make that connection. Also, he mentions I keep wanting to call him by his name, but I don't know if it's his name's like available. We actually went to grade school and high school together. He was a grade
Oh
above
wow.
me, and we reconnected through Jay's Geek Dad Live channel. He said Designer Con is in Anaheim this weekend. Bound to be a lot of great Star Wars stuff there too. I just want to know, Brick, are you going to be there? Because me and Stevie were bouncing around the idea of going. I think it's something like $25 a ticket or something. It's
Yeah,
a
it's one of
really
those. I was gonna say it
low-key
looks like
convention.
one of those cons that I would love to go to.
It's essentially like walking into an Etsy shop.
Yeah.
Like it's like you're walking into Etsy and there's everyone making like crazy things that are like you would
Mhm.
never see anywhere else. And I highly recommend it. Mondo's going to be there. Not really a fan of theirs lately, so but you know they'll have some re-release records instead of exclusives like they used to always have.
Yeah.
So
Fuck Funko,
yeah,
everybody.
yeah. But maybe Brick, if you're going, let me know, because it might, you know, sway me to go. I'm thinking I still don't have plans this week. Oh, it's on our calendar,
Oh, there you go.
so maybe.
Bricks stuck in the bay.
Okay. Well, if I go, I'll give you guys an update next week when we discuss that the documentary. All right. Copyrighted material, Mad Libs, The Power of the Force, as suggested by George Lucas's Star Wars universe and James Hewlett.
Badly.
And also my reading, I get really I seize up when I read out
We should have
loud in
probably flipped
public.
this, eh?
So
Next time we'll do it the other way
maybe,
around.
maybe next week we'll do a bonus one.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. The Force is a mystical, exciting power. As Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi once said, the Force is an energy field created by all living Quarren that surrounds us, penetrates us, and binds the starship together. That's hard to say. Binds the starship together. Using the power of the Force, a Jedi could do many regally things, like using the
Regal?
Force to
Regal things,
exercise.
probably.
Yeah, probably.
That would have made more
Um,
sense.
yeah, I probably could have adjusted that.
Yeah.
Using the power of the Force, a Jedi could do many regal things, like using the Force to exercise elbow control over furry-minded clone troopers. A Jedi, yeah, I like it. That's a good one. A Jedi can also use the Force to move objects with his or her tusks. It doesn't matter how crumbly these objects are, it only matters how joyfully the Jedi believes in the Force. Most importantly, the Force teaches the Jedi to rely on his or her feelings. As Obi-Wan Kenobi told his student, Luke Throne Room Walker, your
walks through.
yeah, your Leku can deceive you. Don't trust them. Instead, a Jedi should swimmingly trust in the Force.
I like
There
it.
you go.
I like the
I
idea
think
that all clone troopers are furries. I think that's funny.
yeah, furry-minded clone troopers.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, maybe not all of them, but the elbow exercises will definitely take care of those that are furry-minded.
I don't know. I don't want to touch that. I feel like that's one that Kayla would have been all over.
Yeah.
I love it. That's great. We should do more of these. We should make Star Wars Mad Libs an
Bring it
ongoing
into the I
segment.
think it'd be good for like data link, and then in the
Yeah.
corner we could put the little like starburst that says also includes one Mad Lib, or
Yeah, love that.
like a Mad Libs episode.
And then if people want to join in, they can like just throw in suggestions in the comments. That's yeah, I love it. Brick mentioned just here, I just wanted to jump into this. He's needs to get into the next phase of the High Republic. He's behind and still reading Inquisitor Rise of the Red Blade. I love that book. I was a little bit behind. I read that fairly late, and I plowed through it quickly before the last or the latest High Republic book came out, which I'm reading slowly because I don't have as much time to read at work anymore. So I'm reading a chapter in bed at night and really enjoying it. But yeah, Rise of the Red Blade, very different Star Wars book, deals with some heavy shit that I've not had in a Star Wars book in a long time. Like there's a full-on trigger warning at the beginning of that book, and deservingly
really?
so. Yeah. It's good. It's not one to sleep on if you are a Star Wars reader. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Brett.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh, nice.
And I did it in the font I use for all my stuff.
That's great. And that is
The
exactly
one-
the picture of Luke and
Yeah.
Obi-Wan that
Yeah.
I was imagining it to be.
Yeah, copyrighted material.
Yeah.
Well, this was fun.
This was fun.
I'll have
This
to
is
do it again. Yeah, if
Mhm.
you ever want to, if you want to do it next time, you can go grab a screen. I just grabbed this off of like Amazon. This was like the sample page.
Cool.
So it's in that book I mentioned. And yeah, do that. What I'm gonna look at the calendar real quick.
Luke's Johnny mentions his roommate had lightsaber chopsticks. I used to sell a load of those at this time of year when I was working at the comic book shop. They were a hot ticket item. Those and Death Star pizza cutters, where like you just pull off half of it and it's a pizza cutter.
Yeah.
We had loads of those. Loads of holiday gift ideas.
Yeah. I mean, you can find them everywhere. So, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff I found, but I'm like, I want to do kind of weird stuff.
Yeah.
I
wanted to do stuff that I either had or had experience with or would really like.
Yeah, me too.
I still plan on doing a video about this game. If anyone's interested, if anyone's played it, let me know. Mention it in the comments. I will do it. I think I might just film us playing a game and we can sort of talk over it as we're playing it. Got to convince Liz to be on camera, or I'll do that next time Ed's around and me and Ed can play that game or something and he can be on it.
Yeah.
We can chat about the game. He can probably talk about games more sensibly than I can. He can describe mechanics better than I can. So
yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Next week we have A Disturbance in the Force, the documentary about the making of the holiday special.
Yeah, it's available to buy now everywhere. It's cheap. I don't think it's streaming anywhere, but it's check it out. Support those guys.
Yeah, and then it looks like that's the 20th, and then after that is the 27th, which we can do another data link end of the year spectacular.
Yeah, we could do a wrap up everything that we've liked, all the new Star Wars media that's come out this year, something like that.
And I say you bring a Mad Libs to the board.
I will bring a Mad Libs to the table, and we will do a Star Wars Mad Libs and just chat about all the things that we've liked in Star Wars this year and things that we're looking forward to in 2024.
Yeah, is there anything in 2024? Skeleton Crew
and
it's late, isn't it?
Oh, what do you call it? The High Republic, end of High Republic era show.
Acolyte.
That's the one. Yeah.
Cool. Look forward to that. I need to go to my thing. Okay, I'm all set.
Yeah.
Thanks for everybody.
Thanks for joining us
playing along.
Yeah.
If you're not here now, leave a comment below letting us know how much more you want Mad Libs. And I mean, next time I do one, I'll print it out because this time I did it so late. I didn't print out of papers. I had to like type it in Photoshop. But I think that'll be fun. I mean, what am I talking about? I'll just order the book off of Amazon and
just do it in the book.
Can't be a lot. It can't be. It's got to be like $5.
Yeah,
if that.
I might do the same. I might do the same right now.
Cool.
Let's have a look. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We will be back next week to talk about Disturbance in the Force. Until then, though, don't give in to hate.
Celebrate the love.
Swimmingly.